What's going on, everyone? Dave Knittel here with my entrepreneurial vlog for today is Wednesday, April 11th, and I'm going to give you a recap of my last week of my entrepreneurial journey. So for those who may not know, I'm recording this thing live on YouTube, which is probably how you're seeing this right now. So, if you have questions about anything I mention or just I don't know, other questions that you think I might be able to answer, please let me know in the comment section if you're watching this at some point in the future. And I'm not here live, leave a comment, or you can send me an email, dave@fanfutsal.com, or tweet at me at dknits11, or send a tweet to the FanFutsal Twitter account, which is at @fan_futsal. So again, for those who may not know, I have 3 entrepreneurial projects that I'm working on right now in the soccer world. I have FanFutsal, which is a simplified fantasy soccer website I've been working on. I have the Soccer Tavern YouTube channel where I'm making videos about the history, culture, and philosophy of the beautiful game. And I have Bros Talking Soccer podcast I do with my 2 brothers, discussing topics from around the soccer world. So we don't get really into tactics or things like that. We kind of more focus on the broader storylines. So I'm going to give you, just updates on how all of that is going. Before I get into the individual, brands, I just want to give you an update on my growth tactic for Twitter. So again, just quick recap. I'm following other accounts that are either podcasts or YouTube videos, mainly about American soccer or the Premier League. So I go and I look at their followers and I follow people who are following them. And so I follow anywhere from 40 to 50 accounts per day and give them 2 to 3 days to follow me back. And then I unfollow them if they haven't followed me back, and if they have followed me back, I keep them. And it's been very effective at growing my Twitter following. So I've done it for both Bros Talking Soccer Twitter and Soccer Tavern Twitter, and both are over 300 followers right now. Both started under 100, and I've been doing it for less than 2 weeks. So it's been pretty effective at least getting followers now. There hasn't been a direct correlation to increased listeners or, as far as I can tell, increased viewers for my YouTube videos. I'm definitely getting better with YouTube views, but I don't think that's necessarily because of the growth in Twitter followers. I think that may just be coming from increased content that I'm putting out for YouTube. So whatever, I'll get to that later on. Foreshadowing. FanFutsal. So giving an update on FanFutsal. We had a good week. Wasn't as great as a couple weeks ago, but we picked up a couple new followers. So I'm doing an ad on the Total Soccer Show, which is a great soccer podcast. If you're not listening to them and you like soccer, you should go check them out. But I've advertised on a podcast each of the last 2 weeks, and I should be having another podcast ad read come out today. And when I advertised 2 weeks ago, we picked up about 100 new users, which was awesome. But we were offering a tournament where if users signed up, I would give a free shirt to the winner. And so I think that sort of incentivized people to sign up. And last week we didn't do a new tournament, and so we only picked up about 10 to 20. We only picked up about 5 new users last week from the ad read, but that's again understandable. This week we're actually doing 2 new tournaments on the Total Soccer Show ad read. So my goal is to hopefully get 20 new signups. Again, we've already picked up 100, so I'm not naive to think that we're going to pick up 100 every time we do a tournament, but I'm hopeful that we can at least get 20 new signups. Regarding our Total Soccer Show Premier League tournament that we started 2 weeks ago, all 32 people for the most part were engaged for the first week, and where I don't know if it's struggle, but where I don't know the right word to say, but what I'm always looking for is retention. And so of the 32 people that came back, that signed up for the contest, the people that came back for a second week was somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4. So that's pretty good. Obviously, it'd be awesome if all 100% came back, but I'll take it. At least it was more than half, and again, it's encouraging that people are coming back and engaging, and they've even been using the message boards a little bit in our tournaments, which we don't always see. So that's been encouraging on that front. This week, again, I said I'm running 2 MLS tournaments starting this weekend because we had such demand for a Premier League tournament that filled up so quickly because our max users are 32 in our tournaments, and so we had close to quick maths, over 60 users who couldn't get into those tournaments. So I'm hopeful that, the two MLS tournaments will still fill. I know that the Premier League more times is more popular than MLS. So I was toying with the idea of creating 3 MLS tournaments, but after talking with my wife, I think we both sort of came to the conclusion that it'd be better to just do 2 tournaments and sort of create that scarcity mindset and incentivize people to sign up. Lastly, my development team is continuing to work on recurring issues that we've been seeing. It can be a bit frustrating. I don't know why, but for some reason, some tournaments are ending early. Some are progressing to the next round or not locking. And so, it was functioning properly a couple months ago, and then we had some issues in December and sort of recurring issues, and I know our data feed provider updated, and so all these different things are happening that I don't know if that's the reason why we've been experiencing issues. So it's been a bit frustrating, but my team's doing a great job in fixing the issues and at the very least addressing issues when I make them known to them. So they've been fantastic as usual, but I'm really hopeful that we're not going to be continuing to experience these in the near future. And finally, monetization. So I talked about this last week. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to monetize fan futsal. I mentioned that I was considering implementing kind of the Patreon model where, offer users an ability to sponsor or to donate to fan futsal just because they like what I'm doing. And so, I'm a guy working on this project pretty much by myself. I have no investors. I don't really have any partners. My development firm is a third party, and I do have one advisor, but he's minimally involved, and so it's pretty much just all me working on this and my other projects. And so it's not cheap, and luckily my wife and I have the means to continue to keep this going, but obviously it's not nearly where we want it to be, and that's not going to happen for forever. And so right now I've been focused on just trying to improve the product before I try to approach a monetization strategy. But people may be interested in my story and like what I'm doing, and I'm making the decision for them, saying that they can't give us any money. And so maybe I just say, if you'd like to donate $5, hey, no pressure or whatever, but go a long way or something like that. And then I'm still trying to figure out if I can have different levels and what I can offer people to incentivize them to, maybe if they gave $10, I could offer something that would help them on fan futsal, or just a piece of content that they may find interesting. So I'm still trying to figure all of that out before I go that route. Switching gears to the Soccer Tavern now. So this past week, we released our Swansea and Tottenham club history videos. For those who don't know, I'm releasing club history videos for all of the Premier League teams. We're approaching the last, so tomorrow and then next week are my last videos to be released on that front. Swansea has only had a small amount of views. I'm not really sure why, but it seems to be that some videos just seem to do better than others. And originally I thought it was just because of the size of clubs. I was seeing the bigger clubs, which have more content, generally didn't do as well, whereas the smaller clubs who may not have as much content did better on my videos. But Southampton and Swansea, my last couple of videos, have gotten a small amount of views too, so that theory is kind of out the window. But Tottenham has gotten a respectable amount of views. I did send it to 80 supporters clubs yesterday. So I sent it to, what I do when I release these videos, I contact supporters clubs in the US, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. And yesterday I actually sent it to Tottenham, had some in South Africa, and I sent one to Trinidad and Tobago as well, a supporters club down there. So they were effective at, getting views. Tottenham's picked up a decent amount of views, but for whatever reason, the likes aren't there. So I only have 1 like on the video when it's got about 80 views, which is a little bit different and odd for me. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but at least people are watching, and I'm not too concerned with the likes. My biggest metrics are views, and really watch time is the biggest one, and subscribers for the YouTube channel. But to give an update, by far my most successful video is Burnley. It's now picking up anywhere from like 50 to 100 views per day. And I'm not really sure what's driving that, but it's awesome to see. And I really like it. That seems Burnley fans or soccer fans are watching that video. So that's something I'm proud of. And it's got, close to 700 views now. And again, it's picking up 50 to 100 per day. So hopefully that continues to keep going. And hopefully I can make some other videos that get the same sort of response rate in the future. updating you on my national team videos. So I am deep into my research for my national team videos that I want to do before the World Cup starts in somewhere around 60 days at this point. Trying to balance including interesting World Cup information along with the videos still being interesting and useful after the World Cup ends, because obviously I don't want the videos to be, not helpful and not really watched after the World Cup ends. And so I think I'm doing a pretty good job of that. I am starting to get slightly nervous that I'm going to get everything done. So I go back east, which is where I'm originally from, in about 3 weeks, for 3 weeks in early May for a wedding. And, I'm just kind of extending that time. And I really like shooting my videos here. So what my goal is to do is to get all of my research done and record as many videos as I can before I go home and spend my time at home, editing videos. I say home because I'll be with my parents, but my home is in San Jose, California now with my wife. But when I go back east to my parents' house, I want to be able to edit the videos. I want to get at least 12 recorded, but preferably 16 or more before I go home. Also, in the meantime, to sort of bridge the gap between when my Premier League club videos end next week and when I can start releasing my national team videos, I'm going to do a couple short terminology related videos for nutmeg, cap, panenka, and pitch. Give kind of the backstory behind them. So I've done all my research there, recorded a few of them. And they're going to be shorter, kind of more fun. They're going to be anywhere from like a minute to 3 minutes, so shorter than my normal videos. And I think they're really interesting and different and fun. And I'm hopeful that they'll get more views and more shares, because it's a lot easier to digest than some of my club history videos, which can be a little bit more in the weeds. So, I think what I'm going to do later this week is run a poll, either this week or next week, on the Soccer Tavern Twitter account to see which videos people want me to release when. So I'll do a poll and see, if they want each of those 4 terms and when they want them. That's the Gross Talking Soccer. So, we still have fun recording the episodes, and we're not stopping anytime soon, but our listeners have kind of remained stagnant and sort of flat. I was hoping that the Twitter strategy would translate into more listeners, but we haven't seen that quite yet. But, I'm hoping that as we put out more content and sort of get more people engaged, that will translate to more listeners. We are getting more engagement from Twitter. So when I send out questions, I say, does anybody have questions for us on Fridays? We record on Sundays. This week we got 3 followers asking us a question, and 1 follower actually sent us an article that he wanted us to discuss that he had written. So that was really cool. And so that's really cool. And hopefully, as we get more followers and approach 500 and more followers in the future, that can translate to more engagement and more listeners ultimately. Our Burnley Club History video came out today, so I've been taking my audio from the Soccer Tavern videos and releasing them as podcasts. So that came out today. I just want to shout out SoundCloud because that's our hosting platform for the podcast, and they recently added a schedule button to their site. So previously, when you uploaded a podcast, it would just immediately go out to the public, or you had to keep it private and change it to public to make it available. And so finally, they added a schedule feature, which just makes my life a lot easier, because I like to release my club history videos on Wednesdays, and so club history podcast, I should say, on Wednesdays, and so I'm able to record everything previously and just sort of release it then. So that's been helpful. Lastly, so after Gross Talking Soccer, the Twitter growth strategy has been awesome, because it's also allowed me to connect with different people and brands kind of in the soccer world and doing similar things that I'm doing. And so, I'm hopeful that it'll translate into different relationships. So I'm really excited about that. So one person reached out to me who's involved in different things within the soccer world, and he asked me if I'd be interested in joining an American soccer-focused podcast. So, I told him I'd love to be involved, but I have 3 projects already going on, so it's going to depend on time commitment and things like that. But just making that connection was really cool and interesting, and I'm excited and hopeful that may lead to something, who knows. But I'm still waiting to hear back from him. The other one is the guy who sent us the article that we discussed on our most recent podcast. He's also involved with a blog and website they're doing awesome things. It's called 90 Minutes at a Time. They're focused mainly on the Premier League, but they do touch on other things within the soccer world. Any soccer fans should definitely go check them out. But they do previews and review articles as well as other content, but one of the things that they do is they call it Behind the Club, and so it's basically a club history article, and very similar to what I'm doing on the Soccer Tavern. And so there's a lot of crossover and overlap between my videos on the Soccer Tavern and what they're doing. And so I'm linking back on my video description to their articles, and hopefully we're going to be able to collaborate in the future, and they express an interest in possibly doing that on some future videos. So again, I'm excited for what may possibly lead to things down the line. And so I'm always excited and happy to network with anyone, because anybody who reaches out to me or gives me a call or sends me an email, I always try to respond, because you never know what can come of it. And I'm still trying to figure everything out, and if I can help somebody else out, or if we can work together in some way, I'm all for it. So that's just kind of the way I approach business and my life. So that's pretty much it for this week. If you have, again, any feedback or questions, please let me know in the comment section, like I said, or you can send an email to Dave@FanFutsal, or tweet at me, like I said, @DKnits11 or @fan_futsal. And then we have the Soccer Tavern, which I believe is @the Soccer Tavern, and Bros Talking Soccer is @BT Soccer Pod. So send it to any of them if you have any questions or anything like that. And with that, I hope you all have a great week, and I will talk to you all next week. See you, everyone. Bye.